guys, what's up? We are back with another podcast. We know we are a bit late, but the wait is all worth it. Today on the podcast, we have the CEO of the cyber agents. It's the one and only Dipanshu Parashar. How are you doing, bro?
I'm fine doing, bro. And what about you?
I'm insane, dude. I'm so
And
hyped to start. You know,
yeah, and once again, like thank you so much once again for inviting me such a kind of a productive podcast.
yeah, my pleasure, dude. So, in this episode, we will be talking about your journey, cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and we will be also discussing about the boys' locker room situation, which just popped up a week ago or something. So, without any further ado, let's begin. So let's begin with the introduction. So it's better off if I ask you who is Dipanshu Parashar instead of me telling who is, you know.
Hey, so yeah,
Mhm.
I can definitely understand. So all the people who are actually listening us, and to of course this recorded live podcast. The point is that I'm Dipanshu Parashar, a 17-year-old boy from New Delhi, India. I have been listed in top five youngest Indian influencers in 2019 by Your Story, and I'm the founder of the Cyber Agents, a kind of a social media platform dedicatedly for cyber security. I am currently India's youngest cybersecurity author, have written two books exclusively on cybersecurity and ethical hacking. And once again, I am just a kind of an Indian representative, an official registered Indian representative in International Youth Council of United Nations, which has been adopted by United Nations in 2019. So that's what we are actually doing right now. And of course, just hoping for the best.
That's insane, dude. And like you run this beautiful organization called the Cyber Agents, right? So just explain
Yeah.
it. Let's say to a 10-year-old, what does the Cyber Agents do?
Great. So, bro, the point is that I have actually been struggling out a lot. Like, trust me, when I was just like growing up, I would just like to highlight a kind of an initial stage of my journey so that I can betterly explain what the cyber agents is and what the motive is. The point is that in a kind of an initial stage, well, I was just struggling to find out reliable articles and the reliable tutorials to just start in cyber security or ethical hacking. So even when like everyone who is listening over there, they must have ever searched over Google how to start in this, how to start in that. So there is a kind of a situation which arises that that just put you in a kind of a dilemma when you are just not aware that which kind of an article will help you or which kind of video tutorial is actually practically applicable, right? So what I have just found is that I usually struggle out to actually get a kind of an most valuable information over internet, and that's how the cyber agents actually got evolved. So it took me around 2 years to just come up with a kind of an idea to build up a kind of a team where we all guys what are doing is we are just developing a kind of a community of a single minded people. And what these single minded people are doing, they all are regarding either the passionates of cybersecurity or blockchain or artificial intelligence. So in very short term or in very briefly, if I would like to say, I would prefer the cyber agents as a kind of an cab community. That's what I have named it for all the community members. C for cybersecurity, A for artificial intelligence, and B for blockchain. So the people who are actually enthusiastic and who are seriously kind of a tech enthusiast, this is a kind of a dedicated social media platform, and rather like to say a community platform for all these tech enthusiasts. Whosoever just join over there can build up their own network. It has actually all the features of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp. So this how this community is actually growing up, and a kind of an like huge
Hmm.
luckiness which I would like to say that just as it's almost like a 15 days back when we just started up with a kind of in this initiative, and within the 15 days the response has been a quite bit high. We
Hmm.
have just crossed 500 registered users today itself.
That's insane,
So
dude.
yeah. So thanks once again, and it's all like a kind of an people like you and people who are actually listening to us. So whosoever actually just get a kind of an idea to build up a kind of a personal network to just connect with few of the more people who are just either in entrepreneurship journey, who are either in any kind of a technological field. So they can just come over there. They can just do group chats. They can create pages. They can create groups. They can create the events. They can also create the job postings. So this is how actually the cyber agents is working.
That's insane, dude. So I wanted to ask you, do you treat this as a business? And if yes, then what is a business model? Or if you don't treat it as a business, what is the cyber agents to you?
Great. So that's a kind of a tricky question, I guess, but definitely a kind of an impressive one. So, dude, the point is that when it comes to like taking or comparing the cyber events as a kind of a business, So trust me, of course, it's a kind of a business model, but this is something which I am planning to execute after the 6 months, right? So it's almost like the strategy which we guys are just following, that like how to actually do out with the marketing. And after 6 months, wherever I see the cyber events is a kind of an first Indian kind of an first Indian private company to take up a kind of an initiative where we are just calling up all these enthusiasts. And
Mm-hmm.
secondly, when it comes to the business model, it is more working like a kind of an advertisement platform for all these people, like whosoever are just running over ethical hacking institute. So let's take up a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose I would just like to give a kind of a technological fact, and the point is, suppose you are a kind of a business owner, right?
Okay.
And what you just need to do is you are actually getting into digital market or doing online marketing so that your business growth can scale up, right? Agreeing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
now what happens is that you will definitely put up your money in Facebook ads, in Instagram ads, or in LinkedIn ads. So you would be putting out your money in Facebook ads and all these kind of social media platforms, so that you can just build up your own network and can gather all these audience to your platform, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
but the point which happens is that if you have ever hosted a kind of an Instagram ad, if you have ever paid Instagram to
Mm-hmm.
run your advertisement, what happens is Instagram is actually providing you only 30% growth of what you have paid. Suppose if Instagram is claiming that you have paid 5,000 rupees for a single day
Mm-hmm.
to get a reach of estimated 1,000 audience, right? It's a kind of an example which I am
Yeah.
giving, not an
Mm-hmm.
actual fact. But when you have just paid 5,000 to get an estimated reach of 1,000, I am deadly sure that Instagram will only be providing you 300. Like out of 1,000, which is the expected ratio,
Mm-hmm.
Instagram or Facebook will be providing you only 300 user engagement.
Yes, that's true.
And the
Actually true. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and the rest 700 are something like 350 are already following you or already in touch with you, and the rest 350 are completely random, like who are not even interested in your field, right? I hope you are
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
it.
Yes, so I can actually feel you, bro, because we run digital marketing. We do actually digital marketing. So we have
Mm-hmm.
clients who pay us money. So what we advise them is to do content-based marketing, because content-based marketing is more, it's more shareable and it connects with the audience. And if the content is good, the audience will
Mm-hmm.
definitely watch it. And in context of the engagement and stuff, the post goes up, right? And because of that, then because of the shares, the chain is created and then it gets marketed. The initial method of just posting a graphic ad, just like a graphic design, just that ad,
Mm-hmm.
it's sort of dead in my opinion, because content is the king for the future.
Yeah, definitely it's a kind of an stuff which always just rest on a single point, on that is the quality content which you are providing to your clients or either your customers. So yeah, brother, like just completely agreeing with you.
Great. So I went through your TED talk few days ago, and I was all like inspired and shit. And the part when you talked about your black hat start was just too
Yeah.
interesting. See, I know a TED talk is way too formal and sophisticated, but you are now on
Yeah.
our podcast and it's all chill. So please elaborate on your Facebook account hacking phase.
Okay, great. So, okay, so trust me, like, it was like, trust me, the point when I just started out in ethical hacking, so it was around eight, right? So, right now I'm just 17, and right now I'm just doing 12th, right? So, it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like 4 years back when I just started with the cyber security stuff, and where a kind of a scam was going on, which is known as phishing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I would just like to highlight it in a single line that phishing is a kind of an link which is sent to any kind of an victim, any victim, and this is a replica of the original website. So the victim actually put their credential on this particular phished URL, and he actually got hacked, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at that particular time, around 4 years back, there was only one particular way to hack into any Facebook account, to into any kind of a social media account, and
Mm-hmm.
that was phishing, right? So cybersecurity actually grew up after that. So when it comes to my phase of hacking into Facebook profiles was, I was playing with two particular roles, and these are known as two-factor authentication, and the other thing is phishing as well,
Mm-hmm.
right? So in class 8, this particular stuff actually fascinated me, that how Facebook account is actually getting hacked, and how these hackers are posting out a lot of vulgar stuff over other social media platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And at that particular time, there was also one thing which was rising as a kind of a business opportunity for all these hackers. And this was that if you are just hacking any social media account for anyone, so these guys were paying you, right? So although
Okay.
in class
Mm-hmm.
8th there was no such business scenario or no such business mindset that if I am just hacking a social media account for you, so I shall make money. There was nothing like that. But since you
Mm-hmm.
have already said it so right that TEDx was so formal, far away, and like of course this is a podcast, so I would highlight that in that particular phase, what I just did is that it was a kind of so I was just like doing out a lot of social engineering. I was making a lot of fake email templates which were looking like a replica of Facebook and Instagram, and was
Mm-hmm.
shooting it to almost 100 plus email. So these particular email IDs were actually clicking over these buttons, putting up their Instagram or Facebook URLs or Facebook profile ID password. And the best part is that there is only one stuff which makes a hacker perfect,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this particular stuff is how an hacker is actually treating his victim. The point is what I just want to convey, that there are two ways to hack your account. The first thing is, if I am aware that you are a kind of an PUBG fan, right? So if you are a PUBG fan, I will be just making a phishing page URL claiming that if you are just logging in through your Facebook profile, you will get 100 UCs for free. Okay,
Okay.
so this can be a kind of a luring feature, which I would say that it's a more like a kind of an greed, which I am just rising up. So it's more like a kind of a psychological game which
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
hackers are playing, right? So this how actually hacking works. Whenever an hacker hacks into any account, so it's not a kind of an one way attack. Always in each and every case there is definitely a kind of an footprint or a mistake which has already been done by this victim, right? So
Okay.
at that particular time I was simply doing this. I guess that there was a game which actually got up a hype, and that was Criminal Case.
Okay. I haven't heard about it.
Okay, so
What was
there
this
was a
game about?
yeah, this game was all about the shooting arcade games and just
Oh.
racing games. But people were actually becoming a die-hard fan of that, and they were just like agree to do any kind of stuff to just gain few more money through this game. And that's how
Mm-hmm.
I just created few of the email templates or few of the social engineering ways, and mailed it to all my victims, utilize few of the hosting plans, utilize a lot of more technical stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
then just hacked into their social media accounts. But the point is that I like honestly, although it was a
Mm-hmm.
kind of a black hat hacking technique, but I have never been into black hat hacking for a black hat purpose.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
definitely I have been doing even now, but it's more like a kind of a white hat purpose.
Okay. So I also have a question about the cyber agents, right? So how does the cyber agents function? Does it have like clients who ask you to check on their websites if there is a loophole, or what
Great.
do they
Okay.
exactly, do?
Okay, do trust me. Like the point is that right now in India itself, there are almost 1,000 plus cyber security agencies, right?
Yeah.
There are definitely not more than 1,500. Trust me, like there are only few people who are actually aware with the core cyber security or how to make it function in a proper way. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I would say that there are 1,000 leading cyber security companies in one form or another, either in the form of institutes, either in the form of government collaborations, either in the form of NGO as well, right? So why the cyber agents is working as a kind of a competitor, or how it's a more like as you just asked about how to find clients, or whether we are just finding clients. So all these cyber security existing companies I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about, these are already providing these services,
Okay.
right? Like
Mm-hmm.
all these companies are just running on a single service based project, that is web application penetration testing, that people are just contacting them up,
Mm-hmm.
asking them up that can you just hack into our website, can you just hack into our Android applications, and we will be just paying you up so that you can secure this particular stuff, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the cyber agents is far way mental, like far way more secure, and I would rather like to say it's more like a kind of an community, which is the best suitable word.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
We are just doing a kind of a sanity check over all the netizens. Why I'm just preferring netizens, that right now the people have been tremendously increasing the internet usage. And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's a survey which I just gone through in the mid March of 2020, and the survey was regarding December 2019, where Facebook claimed that the number of users on Facebook are more than the actual population of the world.
What?
So
Okay, fake accounts, right?
yeah, yeah, fake account. So even the point is like, take as an example of the recent boys locker room,
Mm-hmm.
right? So although the perception was that these boys locker room were being running by a kind of a boy, but after the successful investigation, the cyber cell got to know that the main leading personality behind this boys locker room was a girl itself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is more like what the cyber agents is doing. I would now like to highlight this fact that in the January itself,
Mm-hmm.
I just prepared a what we say that investigation team, right? I prepared out a lot of question papers. This really took a hard work, and I'm proud enough that this particular hard work actually worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I prepared a question paper, released out everywhere wherever I can. At that part, I was completely doing the work all alone. There were only 2 to 3 people who were just supporting in the cyber agents.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just released out this form, and just due to the personal achievements, as I just mentioned, these people were just getting up and hype to work with us, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this was more like to, if we are just working with the cyber agents, then we can get a kind of an experience, can get a kind of an exposure. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely they are actually getting the recognition what they have deserved for. But in
Mm-hmm.
January, I prepared an investigation team, and right now we are the only Indian private company who are helping the Indian cyber victims for free. We are
Okay.
not charging a single penny to anyone who has faced a cyber crime before or right now. They are just reporting it to our portal, that is report.thecyberagents.com, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there is a kind of an exclusive team which has been working at the back end. All these cases are getting reached to these people. These cases are assigned to the individual
Mm-hmm.
investigator of our team. There are almost around 25 to 30 investigators who are working
Oh my God.
on their cases. So this how I think that the cyber agents is a kind of a good competitor when it comes to the rest of the cyber security companies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to regarding the clients, so it's more like the advertising model which I just explained you.
Mm-hmm.
As I have told you before, that if you are a business owner, you are spending 5,000 rupees for 1,000 engagement. Instagram is providing you 300 organic growth, right? But if you are a cyber security agency and you are just contacting us, so that we at the cyber agents social media platform, which is
Mm-hmm.
right now just in 15 days have crossed 500 users, and I guess that this will definitely be increasing up. If
Mm-hmm.
you are contacting us around a month after, when expectedly suppose if we just reached out 2,000 users, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even now if we are just demanding 2,000 rupees, this that is far way cheaper than what Instagram and Facebook is demanding,
Mm-hmm.
and you are paying us 2,000. Trust me, the people who are over this particular platform 2,000, the complete 2,000 database, they will be seeing your post, they will be actually viewing your post, and
Mm-hmm.
this how the organic growth multiplies. Like instead of paying more to Instagram and getting the less engagement ratio in this particular scenario, but it is more like terms and conditions applied,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
if you are a cyber security blockchain or AI company, of course, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
if you are any kind of a company, you can just come over this platform, you can advertise with us, you can just partnership with us, you can sell out courses over this platform. And this is how this is what we can say a kind of a rough business model of the
Business.
cyber
Mm-hmm.
agents.
See, so as a young, entrepreneur, finding the first client is always very difficult, right? So I want to know your story. How did you get your first client? And then I'll share mine.
Okay, cool, bro. Cool. I am so excited to listen about yours too. So, it's more like that when it is finding a kind of a single client. The
Mm-hmm.
point is, I have been into freelancing since around 3 years, right? So I have already done freelancing work for 3 years almost, like from the starting of it, and and I was actually doing pretty well good. Trust me, whatever I am just doing in the cyber agents, I was earning far way better in freelancing, right? But it kind of an kick, or it was not giving me a feel, because it's more like a single working just alone for a kind of an 20,000 INR per a month. But right now I am just getting a massive support, a
Mm-hmm.
massive love from from this community recognizing me by the name of the cyber agents. People are actually realizing that what's the potential in the cyber agencies, and that's what actually matters to me, right?
Great.
So when it seriously comes to the client, so if I would be sharing the story of freelancing work, so I got my first client by a mutual connection, and
Mm-hmm.
this took me a bit time since I was just developing out websites on a WordPress based technology.
Okay.
So that went pretty well, and I almost earned around, I still remember, around 8,000 for my first project. And on the second day itself, I just bought a domain and hosting from that 8,000. And
Oh,
this
nice.
how I, nay, trust me, like this is
That
what
helps actually.
actually is needed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really helps. And even right now, okay, so being very honest, since I have already left the freelancing phase, I
Mm-hmm.
almost earned around 35,000 to 40,000 in around 3 to 4 months, wherever, like, this was the times actually involved myself completely, like
Okay.
just leaving all the studies aside. I was just like doing completely in freelancing. The
Mm-hmm.
point is that still 40,000 seems very low, trust me, because if you are investing 4 months over there, so it's more like a 10,000 INR just per month. But I was giving my best in a single project, and that's why it was really taking time. So I almost went around 5 projects
Mm-hmm.
for these 4 months and earned around 8,000, 8,000, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000. This was the scenario, and
Mm-hmm.
almost on 40,000. And till now, around 38 or 39,000 has already been spent, either on the form of ads over Facebook, either in
Mm-hmm.
the form of courses which I have gained from either Google, either Microsoft. Because I guess that whatsoever you are investing on yourself, that will be one of the
Mm-hmm.
most important asset for the ROI. ROI means a return on investment.
Investment.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you are just investing yourself right now, so that would be the best part. So now, bro, I have already spoken a lot. Now it's your turn.
Yeah, so it was like a long time back, like I guess 2 years ago, I guess. So I bought a pair of headphones, right? So the company, I won't mention the company because I don't think I'm allowed to do so. So I got that headphones, and those headphones were amazing, right? So I thought, why not, thank these people, great headphones. So I went on
Mm-hmm.
their, website, and I got their email. So I just messaged them if I can work with them instead of saying thank you. I said if I could work with them. They said yes, I could, right? So
Okay.
I went to them, and we just had a call, and they are like, what can you offer? So I had numbers of a few YouTube streamers, right? So I
Okay.
said I can help you with influencer marketing and content marketing. So they said yes, and I got my first deal with that. And I got a gaming YouTuber in, and I got some commission out of it, and that video went
Yeah.
live.
Okay, that's awesome. Like it seems so random that you're just utilizing your personal assets, or you are just mailing any kind of a company randomly that you want to work with them. So still, when I am just seeing, so you are 15 and you have been doing this since 13.
Somewhat, yeah. Because see, the thing
Okay.
was, the company, see, it wasn't like a boat or something, right? So it wasn't a huge company. So, and my
Yeah.
voice, like, it started to getting hoarser since the age of 13, and I used to like talk like, let's say, a 20-year-old on the phone because my voice was getting hoarser, and I was able to modulate that, and they didn't
Even now, if it is, yeah.
yeah, they couldn't make out that I was just a kid, so they're like, "हाँ, करा लो काम," something like that.
No, 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 that's amazing. Seriously, it went awesome. So once again, yeah, like it's feel pleasure to connect with you guys, of course. So yeah, so
Same.
moving forward then.
So see, I am an absolute noob in ethical hacking, right? So if I want to get into ethical
Okay.
hacking, what should I learn, and what
Hmm.
are the languages should I should pursue learning?
Dude, see that there is a kind of a myth which has been rising in industry right now in cybersecurity industry, that you need a lot of more knowledge to start with cybersecurity. You should be familiar with almost all the computer networking languages, or with all the computer networking parts, like switching, routing, everything. But the
Mm-hmm.
point is that when you are just a noob, so the best part is just to get started with. Like
Okay.
there is no such limitation, there is no need. If you just want to get a kind of an intermediate level, so there is no need to focus upon any primary programming language for now, right?
Hmm.
So I have exclusively prepared a syllabus as well. So I would just request you, I will be providing you the URL. So
Hmm.
wherever you will be just publishing this, you can add it in a description.
Yeah,
So
sure.
that would probably help for all these people who are listening to us. This particular syllabus I have prepared exclusively from myself, and the best part is that whenever you are just starting in cybersecurity, now you only need to know few of the basics part. That
Hmm.
is about the conversion of binary to decimal, decimal to hexadecimal, a bit
Okay.
about assembly languages. You can just prefer a basic guide of C language. You
Hmm.
can, as well as I would prefer that you can, the best important asset is Google and YouTube, trust me.
Hmm.
Like, either you can invest your 30,000 rupees in a coaching institute who can just teach you ethical hacking in a single month. That's
Hmm.
fine if you are so rich. Otherwise, what I will be preferring is that just invest your 4 to 5 months over YouTube and Google, and I bet you that you will be learning far way better than what this ethical hacking institute can teach you.
Okay. Like,
Okay, so
speaking
yeah.
about like these courses and all, so I have heard a lot of people say that these ethical hacking courses are like scams. So how to make out if this ethical
Okay,
hacking course is scam or not?
the point is that ethical hacking courses is not a scam,
Mm-hmm.
but ethical hacking certification is a scam,
Okay.
right? There is a huge difference. While you are like, I have done a lot of more courses, right? But suppose I have like done a lot of more courses, and I know this, like, this is a more a kind of a self satisfaction which I would, that I know that I have done all the courses myself.
Mm-hmm.
But what if I will be paying someone 10,000 rupees, who is pro in ethical hacking, who is at an expertise level of cybersecurity? I will be just
Mm-hmm.
paying him 10,000 rupees to give my final exam, and I will be done with my certification,
Okay.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
this how actually the industry is actually getting a bit down just
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the basic certifications of ethical hacking.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of more scammers which have been into the industry. There are a lot of more scammers which are running their shops in market just to give you certification exams. You can just go to them, you can just pay them 7,000 rupees
Mm-hmm.
and or 8,000 rupees, and you will be getting the complete certification done within the next 12 hours. So that's true. But when it comes to how to stay away from these scams,
Mm-hmm.
so since I have already explained you, this is not a kind of a scam anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you how legitimate you actually want to be in ethical hacking. So do once again, I would just like to say that the point is that you should, if you are really want to get into the deepest part of the cyber security or ethical hacking, the best point is that you should be focused upon the courses. You should be running behind the knowledge which has been provided by Google, YouTube, Coursera, EDX, and a lot of more free platform,
Mm-hmm.
instead of rather than running behind any kind of a certification. So this would be helping you two ways. The first thing is to just get into a self satisfaction that you know this particular part,
Mm-hmm.
and even if this particular course is free and not providing you certification, but the
Mm-hmm.
knowledge is at an extreme level, I would just request you, by joining the hands, that you should definitely do that course. Like, there
Okay.
are a lot of more courses which are not providing you the credibility that you have done the course, but still they are providing a lot of more valuable information.
Okay. That's great. These scams have been existing in all industries. So I'll say about the digital marketing thingy. So what there was this scam, I guess a year ago or something, it's still running. It was the
Hmm.
multi-level marketing scam. So this kind
Okay.
of a scam, that's they ask money. They like charge like I guess 10,000 rupees and they give you a
Hmm.
product and then they ask you to sell the product and out of their profit you'll
This
get
is
a
yeah,
commission.
yeah, yeah. This is no more longer a kind of a scam,
Uh,
and there's no
hmm,
issue. Like, I would definitely like to highlight the name of the companies too, because everyone is
okay.
knowing about that. So the company is Vestige, I guess. The company is Naswez, and the company is Prestige. There are endless
Yeah.
communities which have been running over there, and Vestige and Naswez are one of the most famous one. So of course, these multi-level marketing is not a fraud, but this is a kind of a concrete business model which, like, whosoever has actually prepared that, so he was seriously a mastermind when it comes to
Yeah,
the
yeah.
multi-level networking marketing
It's I
business.
guess best for the top three, the top three people in the
Yeah,
pyramid. But
yeah.
after as it goes, lower,
Yep, yep,
the
yep.
profit gets lower.
Definitely agree. Definitely agree. So even to the people who are just interested in multi-level marketing, I would say that you should directly contact to the kind of an, either the founder, either the
Yeah.
executive director of these companies, instead of just getting influenced by your neighbor's car who just get a kind of a gift to motivate others. So this is how these companies are playing with the psychology as well. I have myself attended more than 2 to 3 seminars on multi-level network marketing.
Okay, so were you into multi-level marketing? Like, were you into
I,
that stuff?
I like, trust me, dude. It was around 2 years back too.
Hmm.
So when I just completed out with that book and just got out few of the recognition,
Hmm.
so I just got into get into a kind of a deeper dive into business marketings. So
Hmm.
that's why I just thought to connect with few of the people, single-minded entrepreneurship.
Hmm.
This was more an influencing journey at that
Okay.
particular
Hmm.
point of time. So I actually got influenced while watching a particular video over YouTube. I still
Hmm.
remember that the tagline was "कैसे कमाए 2 लाख रुपए एक महीने में."
Okay.
So this was like how to earn 2 lakhs rupees just in a
Hmm.
month. So this was kind of a weird stuff which just arrived randomly. I just opened this up.
Hmm.
I was so influenced that how this multi-level marketing business is a grand success in India as well as outside India. People
Hmm.
are becoming a die-hard fan of this company, Vestige and Naswest.
Hmm.
I attended both the seminars. I applied for that on an individual level. I went there with my father as well,
Hmm.
because whenever you are just a kid, you actually need to convince up your parents to do something great,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
So I just went through there with my father. I just realized after listening to the people who
Hmm.
are actually speaking over the stage now, so these people are actually more an influencers.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
people have the job to just play with your minds instead of by just utilizing their words, by
Hmm.
utilizing the creative stories. So I was to get influence over there, but I never tried it. The
Yes.
like
Hmm.
I usually found it so blurry and so
Yes,
not
yeah,
so
that's the
creative
point,
then.
right? Because see, if it's a pyramid scheme, there is obviously something fishy, right? Because everybody's paying 10,000 rupees, except the
Yeah,
founders and the executives. So everybody's
yeah,
paying 10,000 rupees and they're getting varying profits, varying amount of profits, and that
yep.
variation is too much, right? So that seems sort of unfair. And there are a lot like these digital marketing agencies, some of them, I won't name any, they
Definitely.
they
Hmm.
charge a lot of money just to click buttons for
Hmm.
running ads, just to
I
do that.
mean, that's
Even, yeah,
absolutely fine.
even and after that, we approached one of our clients, we got one of the clients,
Hmm.
and they're like, why are you charging so less? I'm like, no, this is the standard amount. They're like, okay, the previous one scammed us. I'm like,
Cool.
yes.
I would, yeah, no, honestly, I completely agree with you. And since you have already spoken about digital marketing, I would like to highlight the recent case study. And
Hmm.
there's a boy, I don't remember the name. He's from Washington, USA.
Okay.
And I seriously don't remember his name, but he started with a website on COVID-19 live statistics. Okay.
Okay.
And like he was the first one. His age is just 17. He
Hmm.
coded the complete website by himself, linked to the database of all the 206 countries in the world.
Oh my god.
And yeah, so this really took a hard work. He said that he almost invested his complete 1 month to build his website,
Hmm.
but his website actually gone viral within few weeks, because at in December the COVID-19 cases were really so low. In India,
Yes.
there were hardly any, right?
Hmm.
Only the China and few of the major parts of Italy were affected. But
Hmm.
this particular 17-year-old boy realized the potential, realized a kind of an, what we say, that doordarshi, what we
Yeah.
say that in Hindi.
uh
So what he
yeah,
just
yeah.
realized is
Hmm.
that after around 2 to 3 months, this global pandemic will increase day by day. And
Hmm.
right now he is charging 20 million, right?
What?
He is charging 20 million
Hmm.
just to show a single ad over his website for a month.
Oh,
And the point is,
that's
and the
because
point
he
is,
has like a great amount of audience, I guess.
yeah,
Because
array,
it
definitely,
scales
like
up because of that.
his daily visitors are more than 2 million.
Yes, yes, yes. Because it's like a,
Okay.
burning topic right now. But do you think it would be sustainable after the COVID-19 situation ends?
No, no, no,
It
no,
won't.
definitely not. But when it is about 20 million,
Yeah,
right?
it's
He
insane.
has already he has already got one of his client. Like he has all, like someone has already paid him, and he has already got 20 million in his pocket now, just at the age of 17. So whether COVID-19 will be sustaining or not, but this
Yeah,
grandmaster
he
will
made his
definitely be
grand buck,
sustaining
right?
now. Yeah. So this how it works. It's more like life always gives an opportunity to you to become a
Mm-hmm.
winner, and that's how he made it.
Yeah. But like the companies I was speaking like previously, these people, they were overcharging. I'm saying that. I'm not saying that they did
Mm-hmm.
anything wrong as such, but there's lack of education about digital marketing and basic content marketing in most of the brands, because they are merely like, I guess, 40 years old, 50 years old people who are at the CMO position or CEO position. So they don't know much about the social media game, so they easily get overcharged services. So that's the point.
I just got around 2 to 3 clients because I handle marketing as well, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not more like running Facebook ads on Instagram. It's more into influencer marketing. It's more into newspaper marketing. I have been doing all this since so long. So what I just got to know is that I almost got around 2 clients recently within the last month, and these 2 clients, the first stage is 17 and the second stage was ready to pay 10,000 rupees to get his name in Hindustan Times.
Oh my god.
Okay. And this particular kid has never done such a kind of an so-called grand achievement.
Mm-hmm.
What I would like to say, and that's what not even I have done. Like just as far as I just need to convey to the society when it
Mm-hmm.
comes as a perspective of the 17-year-old kid. So I agree that that's look impressive that
Mm-hmm.
the 17-year-old kid has already been spoken into TEDx or have been already into international conferences. That's
Mm-hmm.
true, but when it really comes to the society part, that when it actually comes into the cyber security, I am just proud enough that at this particular age I am not actually playing PUBG. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to get into few of the hacks, few of the more productive stuff. But we have not even yet utilized our complete assets to just invest in these influencer marketing yet.
Mm-hmm.
These 17-year-old kids are just approaching me and they were like, bhaiya, can you just help me out, and you I will be paying you almost 10K, and can you just please help me with the PR in Hindustan Times as well as in Times of India. Since it comes as a kind of a business model, I
Mm-hmm.
usually accept that.
Okay.
I needed to accept that, of course, but because I really have no harm, and this how actually an entrepreneur works as well.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so and trust me, dude, even it's a kind of a personal advice too. So even advice too. So even if any kind of a listener out there who is just listening to us and want to be in entrepreneurship, the first rule is to be besharam,
Yeah.
right? When
Mm-hmm.
it comes to be besharam, even if someone is not pitching you, even if someone is not happy with what you are just delivering, be ready to cope up, be ready to again pitch him with another project, be ready to irritate him as much as you can, but
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to only getting a project done, it's not like irritating a client that why you haven't paid me, I want advance, I want advance. It's not like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you need
it's
to
not like that.
irritate
Mm-hmm.
your community. You need to if you really need to survive in this entrepreneurship environment, then there is to be hot enough to survive.
Yes, because see, the thing is, if you are a new entrepreneur, and let's say everybody, most of our audience is young, so right, so most
Hmm.
of the companies, if they know your age, they would probably take you lightly, right, and they won't give you as much money. So at the first thing is that I've learned is first deliver your content and then talk about money, because if you ask that
Yep.
before, the conversation just gets a bit more toxic, because they feel that you're just in here for money and not for the work, right? Have you faced, um, sort of a scam in which the client is not paying you money or something like that?
Definitely I have faced, because this is a really a kind of a phase when we are the kids, so we
Hmm.
actually can't deny this fact that people usually think that if this is a 16-year-old kid, then they can definitely fool us. They can get the work done in an easy or cheaper rate than the comparatively to the other clients or to the other digital marketers or to the other surviving market.
Hmm.
But when it comes to the business, then I guess that I have seriously seen people of 13 years age and seriously earning more than crores,
Oh my god.
having up their turnover. I would like to highlight the fact of Tanmay Bakshi, that IBM developer.
Hmm.
He's an Canadian boy, like a resident of an Indian boy, but he's living in Canada right now. He has been spending his complete life over there, Canada. He has gone through software schools, and he is the youngest blockchain developer right now, currently in world. Just at the age of 12, he has been
Oh my
hired
god.
by
12.
IBM and Google.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
just at the yeah, that's seriously insane. And these people are someone who are just working as a junior, but when it comes to the work, they are like far way senior even the current
Yes.
entrepreneurs of this country.
That's like insane,
So
right? So, and the
and
thing with
yeah,
blockchain, I believe it's a very new concept because it existed since the past years, but
yeah,
it's now getting implemented, right? And because of that, there is there's the lack of talent out there, and that creates a market vacuum, which they are getting anybody who can get their work done, and if the person is seriously doing great work, nobody will be hesitant to pay them more than
yeah, that's true. And when I just got to know, and it's almost like 2 years back when he
mm-hmm,
was just 12. So now he would be even 14, I guess, or
14.
14 or
Mm-hmm,
15.
mm-hmm,
But just at this tender age, he has already been into the IBM blockchain developer. He has been hired by Google as well for few of the development projects. So the first thing is that yes, there is an point which although exists a kind of an God gift as well. Of
mm-hmm,
course, that he has been living in a country which has already been developed far way what India is just developing right now. He has
mm-hmm,
already been, his parents are so supportive that just at the age of 5, he's like his parents sent him to a software development agency to get internships or to work with the keyboards, mouse, and hardware
mm-hmm.
tools. So that's insane, really. But and here that even right now, the 10-year-old kid is seriously busy in watching Dragon Ball Z. So
Yeah.
this is
Mm-hmm.
how the mentality is. But I have seriously seen a shift in the recent 5 years, in the last 5 years, because I was even got affected or influenced by my age network. I would
Mm-hmm.
say that while I was just 14, so there were people of just 14 and 15 who were seriously doing so much good. So that I just got influenced and got
Mm-hmm.
into this deeper dive of cybersecurity, blogging network, and all this. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
I have seriously seen a shift. There is a person, Tilak Mehta.
Tilak
So
Mehta.
if
Okay.
I'm not wrong, if you have heard about him, so Tilak Mehta is just a 14-year-old kid from Mumbai,
Mm-hmm.
and his company is Paper and Parcels. So it is just a normal company of courier. But what he is doing is
Mm-hmm.
this company has a turnover of 1800 crores.
Oh my God.
And
18. That's
this,
insane.
yeah, and this was something like he has already been featured in top 10 entrepreneurs and under 30, right?
Under
Top
30.
10
Yeah.
entrepreneurs under 30, just at the half of age, like the half the age of 30, at just 15, he has already been featured in Forbes under 30 entrepreneurs.
Oh
So
my God.
like this
Mm-hmm.
this is how I have seriously seen this shift from Dragon Ball Z to AI, from Chota Bheem to
Mm-hmm.
definitely building blockchain networks. So of course this is going a pretty bit fine.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the cyber agents, almost the age group is varying from 15 to 25,
Yeah.
right? So there are,
I have a
yeah,
friend in cyber agents.
his name is, so he's in ninth, I guess.
He's in 10th. He's in 10th right now. Yeah.
Okay, he's in 10th right now with the name Beta Root.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Beta route.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I know each and every member of the
Oh my
cyber
God.
agents.
Do you have like a
So
screening test or something like
yeah,
while recruiting
definitely,
members?
definitely. Bro, trust me, like I seriously had a screening test, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's of course like so random that I almost got around a response of 120 forms for being the part of the cyber agents, especially in investigation team. But I have seriously personally shortlisted these people,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm not wrong, one of the most important asset as well. Like at what the age he is, like he's just 15,
Mm-hmm.
and he is so good in banning Facebook and Instagram accounts.
Yeah, he is.
Even if he's listening right now, so I am so glad that he's in the team as well. And
Yes.
trust me, dude, the point is, the motive is of the cyber agents is, since this name resembles the cyber agents, is not sounding like a company. The
Mm-hmm.
cyber agents, it's more like if you are a cyber enthusiast, if you want to to contribute a bit to the society, if you want to
Mm-hmm.
be in one of the most wanted entrepreneurs, then definitely you are a cyber agent. So it's
Yeah.
more like a community which are together known as the cyber agents, on a mission to help these cyber victims for free, and on a
Mm-hmm.
mission to make these people, or to make our business from zero to one.
Yeah, right. Because I think this shift that, all these teenagers and who have, shifted to more of, the useful part is
Hmm.
because of social media influencers. It's Varun Maya, Shashank Odappa, even you
Arre, that,
for the point,
like
right?
definitely, definitely, like I'm like diehard fan of Varun Maya, Shashank Udupai, even now Abhinav Arora.
Yeah,
Definitely these case
these
studies of
four people,
Avalon Meta. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
trust me. Great. So the point is that, of course, but yet anyhow, Varun Maya sir is so cool, and of course the techniques which they have been providing since so long has already been contributing to shift our
Mm-hmm.
minds from all these cartoons to seriously animes,
Yes,
and then
yes.
now YouTube tutorials. So of course there is a kind of a massive role, not on the part of the Indian government, but on the part
Mm-hmm.
of the social media influencers.
And
And
speaking about the, the downside of social media as well, we, have
hmm,
to speak about the boys' locker room incident, that too
great,
in detail, because, we are sort of running short of time, but
great,
still
great,
we
great.
will dive
No worries.
great
Yeah,
into it.
definitely, definitely. I think that it is so. Yeah. So the point is that whatever we have been actually facing in boys' locker room or girls' locker room, there's even a scenario of girls' locker room as well,
Mm-hmm.
which just took up a hype on Twitter by getting
Twitter.
into one of the
Mm-hmm.
most trending hashtags. Right.
Mm-hmm.
The point is that now, guys, I just need to make you familiar with, just by highlighting the boys' locker room, what the case was in just the two lines. The point was that just because of the social media influencing, or just to
Mm-hmm.
show up how a good figure a girl is having, they are not actually using the private feature of Instagram. They are just trying to impress out the other communities over Instagram
Mm-hmm.
by posting out the pictures. That's like up to them, of course. But the point is, uh, definitely we should be cautious whenever we are posting something on internet, because
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, because like internet is almost like 100%, which is only 15% is what we are utilizing.
Yeah, yeah.
The rest 85 to 90% is called dark web.
Dark
And
and deep web,
trust
right?
me,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, whenever you just post anything anywhere on internet, there are 99.99% chances that this particular data has already been copied and has
Mm-hmm.
been stored in any other corner of internet, which is not accessible to you,
Mm-hmm.
but which is
That's very possible.
accessible to
Mm-hmm.
a few of the special authorizations, like all these hackers. What they are doing, they're just paying to dark web and just getting out their data. What happened in a boys locker room was a similar scenario, where few of the boys just created up a group, right? So
Mm-hmm.
these, what I would say, that these were kind of an harsh mentality, or a
Yeah.
kind of an
Mm-hmm.
vulgar mentality of the 14 to 18 years kid. I
Mm-hmm.
have the cyber events has already been solving out this boys locker room case too. And I'm proud enough that the investigators, all these 25 investigators, worked
Mm-hmm.
collaboratively, worked together, and banned out around 5 to 6 admin pages as well, whosoever
Mm-hmm.
was running there. And got to know that we even got around 2 to 3 more groups, which are
Mm-hmm.
not boys locker room, but which are actually doing the same
Same
cases,
thing. Mm-hmm.
right? The point is, what these boys were doing, they are actually fetching the images of these girls from
Mm-hmm.
their Instagram profiles, from Facebook. They were sharing this over their Instagram private group,
Mm-hmm.
and then were commenting over any kind of an, like we can say, either on physical,
Yeah, vulgar
like,
comments basically, right?
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
more like vulgar comments, which I like seriously can't even expose of.
Mm-hmm.
So now, trust me, whosoever is right now listening, because this is a kind of an case which is not yet stopped here. This will
Yes,
be
it's not.
definitely
Mm-hmm.
rising, even in the next 1 month, even in the next 1 year, or even after the next 2 years. But there is only one thing which you need to remember,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have seen that few of the people posted those screenshots over their Instagram stories, right?
That's insane because see, I feel it's my opinion completely that screenshots
Hmm.
are bullshit, right? Because they are so easy to morph,
Yeah, yeah,
first
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
the
Right,
recent
right.
news we got that the Snapchat screenshot was fake. So
Yeah.
that's just
The
insane, right?
Yep. That the point is that what I actually want to highlight is that whatever these boys, whosoever were the part of boys locker room did, that was completely against the act of IT, like
Yeah,
IT Act of India, right? But
I guess
when
66A
you
or
are,
something. Mm-hmm.
yeah, 6 6A, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you are sharing those screenshots over your Instagram stories, you are actually promoting this stuff publicly,
Yes,
and
it's insane.
you
Mm-hmm.
have already violated this act. You have already
Yes.
violated the 62B. You have already violated these articles of IT Act, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have been the part of this network now. You have already shared what these people are actually posting up in their
Mm-hmm.
groups. And what's the difference between me as a viewer of your Instagram story and between those people who are actually commenting over there?
And it's, it's just insane because as a person who is almost every day on Photoshop, it's so easy to morph every screenshot. I can even add my Insta profile name in that profile list that was being circulated, and nobody will come to know that this is fake, right?
Definitely agreed.
And
Definitely
that,
agreed.
and the thing here is there's the bandwagon fallacy involved, because some people are doing this just for the social clout, right? And
Yeah,
because of
I,
that.
I, I completely understand. There are people, there are girls who does, like, definitely not sharing out the names.
Mm-hmm,
But these girls actually were a kind of en route to share these screenshots. And trust me, like whenever this screen, like when this screenshot went viral, so this girl was having around 20,000 followers at initial on Instagram. And as soon as this actually went viral, like it was a sudden shift that at night when I just slept at my bed,
mm-hmm,
it was 20,000, and when I just awake, it was 35,000. That this how actually social media influencing is working. But
mm-hmm.
whatever she has done, whatever these boys have done, that was definitely against this IT Act.
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm,
actually, the like the cybercrime cell have already been like did a kind of a deeper dive into this case, have already been digging
mm-hmm,
into it more better. There are people from different parts of nation who have been contributing similar to the cyber agents at their individual level, either on their community level, as well as
mm-hmm.
point us that if you are actually want to show sympathy to all these girls, then you can just share up your opinion,
Yes.
right? Like there is no issues that if you are just writing something over your Instagram story and posting it, but once you are just promoting other stuff, you are
Mm-hmm.
already into the part of it.
Yes. And like the psychology of these people is they think if they don't post their opinion, the thing with me is I didn't post an opinion on social media because the thing was there was not enough information out there, and the people who were sharing that information, to be honest, that was not even accurate. At the end, we got the result on the news channels quite recently. That was like a complete shift, right? And the thing is,
Hmm,
there's this thing in psychology called curbing your enthusiasm, right? So that means is if you're too enthusiastic about something, it
hmm,
probably means you're wrong about it, and you need to do more research on this. And this was the same thing happening in the boys locker room case. People were so enthused in it, they were posting, even in my following, the people who I follow, they posted like 7 stories with
hmm.
7 different screenshots.
Arre.
And when
Like,
I
yeah.
had like a debate or something, I just said, this is wrong, right? So I just said, they are like, no, people need awareness. Like, I
Like
guess
definitely,
awareness is
definitely.
different from outrage, right? What's your opinion on awareness and outrage?
See, the point is that if you are just looking for an kind of an outrage movement, then still, like, even if you are looking for an outrage movement, if you want to be the part of this outrage community who are just sharing up their opinions in one form or another over Instagram, I guess that even then there is no need to share out such kind of an proofs over your Instagram story or over publicly. But when it comes to awareness, so here again, I need to highlight this fact what I have actually told you, that is,
Hmm.
if you want to show sympathy, there is no need to get deeper into this case, since you are not a technical person, you are just
Hmm.
getting influenced by others and you are just becoming the part of it. Instead of that, you can just definitely put up your views over there. You
Hmm.
can even create up an article and post it on Medium as well, but not highlighting those screenshots or not utilizing those vulgar comments in your article.
Hmm.
You can just give an overview. So this is what awareness model is. Awareness is how to prevent yourself, but outrage is why there is a need to prevent yourself, and what will happen. So like outrage is something more like depending on the consequences,
Hmm.
and awareness is preventing these
Consequences.
consequences,
Hmm.
right? So yeah, so that's how I actually wanted to conclude it.
Yeah, we are sort of at the end of the podcast. So, in this last segment, the last piece of advice you want to give to ethical hackers, like 3 key points, which
Okay.
for the ethical hackers.
Cool, cool. So, okay. So the first point is that if you are any kind of an passionate, not just in ethical hacking, I am targeting three main fields here: cybersecurity, blockchain, and AI. So, guys, stop investing a single penny to these institutes. Of course, they are running more far better. They can definitely provide you valuable information. But
Hmm.
before joining any course, before buying any online course, before buying any offline course, because I have also done that.
Hmm.
I have also been into institutes, I have also been into the online courses. But before that, I have already invested around 2 to 3 years over
Hmm.
researching over my niche, over researching over what I actually want to do, and
Mhm.
over researching about what is the current need of an hour. So if
Mhm.
you are a cybersecurity, blockchain, or AI enthusiast, you
Mhm.
should be more focusing upon getting enrolled in free courses. For that, I would suggest you to get right now in this COVID-19 situation. If this podcast goes live as soon as possible, you would be having that opportunity to
Mhm.
just sign into these premium content which the global institutes are providing now for free just because
Mhm.
of this lockdown, since they also want to build up the community. So there
Mhm.
are a lot of courses there. You can go to Udacity, you can go to edx.org. So this is the first
Mhm.
tip, that in like before investing any single penny, try to invest your time on yourself. Right. The second thing is to build networks. Right.
Mhm.
This is the best part, because when you are surrounded with a single minded people, there will be no distraction.
Mhm.
I have done this mistake in my past, that when I have been surrounded with a so good people, I just
Mhm.
moved on to few of the kind of an what we say, that in the cartoons, in the video games, in just watching out
Yeah.
any
Mhm.
kind of stuff. So that's why I just needed to convey it to you, because that is a so the second point is that this is one of the most important point, that if you actually want to build something huge, if you seriously want to dive into any kind of an field, whether it's cab community, so you just need to be passionate to build networks. You
Mhm.
need to be passionate to get connected with a single minded people. You just need to get a kind of a network which will be just pushing you forward, and will
Mhm.
be teaching you a lot of more content which is not even available on internet. So this network actually gives you experience,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
When you are just getting into any kind of a field, there are only two things which are needed. The
Mhm.
first thing is content or knowledge, and the second thing is experience to utilize it. Okay, so
Mhm.
if you are the pro user of these two particular commands, like if you are having a good command over building networks, if you are having a good command to get connected with people, if you are having a good command to utilize your time in investing on free courses or valuable courses,
Mhm.
right? So that's how you can just be a kind of a more passionate, or a kind of an expertise in your particular field. And now, when it comes to the third or the concluding point,
Mhm.
then it is to just being focused on a single field, right? The
Okay.
point is that what I have seen people is either just because of the business mindset, they
Mhm.
are shifting their field so quickly. And guys, the point is that everything needs patience,
Mhm.
right? Patience, perseverance, and perception, right? These three P triangles, which I usually say:
Mhm.
perception, to see anything from any angle, like
Mhm.
how like everyone has a double face, of course. So you should be focused that whatever that stuff you are doing, where what will be the do's and what will be the don'ts of this particular niche. And
Mhm.
then perseverance, that how you are treating this, like whether you are treating it as your complete friend, whether you are treating it as your complete love, you are devoting
Mhm.
your 100% of time to just analyze your skills to improvise it, then definitely it will be a fruitful result. And the third thing is patience. So this is the best key which you need to remember ever in your life, that whenever you are utilizing everything right now, even at the age of 17, I am seriously facing a lot of failures too while
Mhm.
setting up the cyber agents. But I know that if I have been quickly transferring myself from cybersecurity to blockchain,
Mhm.
even though I am a good learner, and if I am aware of that even I am just investing my 1 month and I will be at an intermediate level of blockchain, I
Mhm.
know that if I will be just waiting for the next 2 months, in the third particular month, I will be seriously getting a better ROI.
Yeah. Mhm.
ROI on, or the return on investment, the investment of my patience.
Mhm.
The patience which I have shown for the 2 months. So in the third month, definitely the ROI will be much higher than my expectations. So the point is that the third point is conclusion is
Mhm.
that whatever your field is, whatever you choose to do in your life, just be patient enough, just build up your networks in that, and just try to analyze your skills, improvise it, and once
Mhm.
again just share it, because whenever you're just sharing up your skills, it is again giving you a more ROI of
Yeah.
experience.
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, so that's all from my side, dude.
Great. So I forgot to mention this, but the opinions we gave on the boys' locker room, is
Yeah,
is actually for the date time being 14th of May 2020, and the time is 10:11 at night. If there is any
yeah,
further, you know, an update on the story, and if it's too, extremely different than that,
completely,
we
completely
will
agreed.
cut chop off this part. And if you're seeing this, then just enjoy the quality content. And yes, we are at the end of the podcast, and it was an amazing time talking to you, Dipanshu
Yeah,
Parashar. And
same,
yes,
same dude.
please
Yep.
follow him on Instagram at the rate Dipanshu_Parashar. And also follow me, guys. My link will be in the
Yeah.
description down below. Great.
Yeah, cool. So once again, thank you so much, dude. And I would just like to congratulate you up that you have been hosting out such a wonderful podcast. I have already been through a few of your podcasts before as well.
Oh, thank
So
you so
once
much.
again, like just be get ready to be started up with your entrepreneurship journey as well. And once again, guys, just taking up a final bye to all of you. I would just like to once again remind you that just be passionate and just in this global pandemic, just stay at home, follow out all the guidelines by this Indian government, and don't be a social enthusiast so much.
Yep. So it's me, Yash, signing off.